Hey everyone, welcome to this video Sans Frontier. Today is Saturday, October the 27th, and while some of my friends from the Autism in Scotland group are looking forward to going on a curry karaoke night out tonight, unfortunately I can't go, because it's well, I literally can't go because I can't get anyone to basically put me up for the night because it's in Glasgow. So, that aside, it has been quite a stressful day. I've got no antidepressants because I've misplaced them, cannot find them, and I've got no one to help me look. And I went to check that my passport was safe because I knew last week, with all the stress, I had a feeling I might have misplaced it, and it turns out I had. So I thought I'd lost my passport, had a meltdown, and, well, I've sorted it now. Basically, I had some things just, little bits and bats that actually sent me into meltdown, and it wasn't good. So I've decided to calm down with some raspberry Pi. So you might be thinking I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to cook some raspberry Pi, or I'm going to pull out a raspberry Pi that I bought earlier from the copy. You're quite wrong. I did buy some raspberry Pi, but I didn't buy it from the copy. I bought it from eBay. That is right, I finally have one of these, a raspberry Pi. It's a credit card sized computer that can be connected to your TV. Now the story behind this is, basically it was all thanks to Oxford and Cambridge universities. Universities which actually I have quite a deep loathing for, because they're just too traditional, and to be honest, a lot of the management there, are very much old school, very conservative, and to be, very traditional, and to be honest, I can't stand that sort of stuff. However, Cambridge University did realise that year on year, the quality of people, applicants, going for computer science courses, that they had less and less experience programming. Now, one of the reasons that they thought this might be the case was because, well, in the 1980s, you could buy a Spectrum ZX, a Spectrum or a ZX80, ZX81 from WH Smith for about £60. Computers like that just haven't been available. And naturally, some people's parents might not have wanted them messing about programming on, to be honest, what is a big investment. Yes, you can pick up computers for £200, well, even £100 now, but to be honest, still, to some people, it is still a big investment. Possibly not to those who get into Cambridge, but never mind. So, basically, the Raspberry Pi project was formed. And in here is a computer. This costs about £25 to buy. And it has had a huge waiting list. I got this one second hand. My time to order one did come up, but by the time it came up, I had no money to do so. So I bought this one when I'd, got some money for doing a couple of computer jobs as per my business, and I decided the time was right. So here I have my Raspberry Pi. £25 isn't a lot compared to the cost of your regular computer. And I think one of the, well, basically, its main goal in mind is to introduce people, well, kids even, to computer science. However, unlike a regular computer, it's not ready to go. Buying the Raspberry Pi isn't necessarily enough. I'm going to show you it now. You get a couple of leaflets. Here it is. No, you're not seeing things. This is really what it is. It's literally just a PCB board. Now, I'll take you for a wee tour around the parts. If I can see it. You have two USB ports, an Ethernet, there's composite out, there'll be a power socket somewhere, I think it's somewhere there. That uses a micro USB plug, which is what most mobile phones use nowadays, so chances are your mobile phone charger will work with it. And then there's an HDMI out. So like the Specky, it's designed to be plugged into your television. Now, to make it go, you need some sort of storage medium. Check. One 8GB SD card from SanDisk. Very nice. You need a power source. So I have a micro USB cable. Somewhere at least, anyway. There we go. And I have an HDMI to HDMI cable. Now what about input? It says it needs a USB keyboard and mouse. Hopefully I should just be able to get away with using the one USB port. Got a USB to PS2. So I'll be able to use my compact Presario keyboard. Okay. So I've got all the ingredients. So let's get started on making my Raspberry Pi. First thing I need to do is I need to copy the boot image to this SD card. Which means I need to download the boot image from a website on the other sheet. You will need an SD card reader for this. You can get Raspberry Pi branded SD cards, but they cost a lot because I've got the SD card. Basically because someone's put a sticker with the Raspberry Pi logo on it, you're paying a lot. I got this on eBay for a couple of quid, and it's a SanDisk. SanDisk basically are the best. Okay, so now I have got the SD card out of its packaging, and I've inserted it into my SD card slot, which is built into my printer. Now, there is, for all you naysayers of BitTorrent clients, you can download the image file for the Raspberry Pi either as a torrent or using regular HTTP downloads. Now the torrent is actually quite fast. So that is what I'm using today to download the Raspberry Pi operating system. Now once it's done downloading, I'm going to be using this program here, the Win32 Disk Imager. And to be honest, it looks really quite Oh, please excuse it. It looks really quite simple. Basically, I tell it which image file, select the drive that it's going to be installed on, so that would be removable disk I. Hang on a minute, no it wouldn't. J. And basically, I just have it write the image. So, it couldn't be any more simple, really. So I'll leave that to download, and I'll group back once I'm ready to write the file to SD card. Okay, so we're ready. I think what I'm going to need to do now is hit that button, and it will say writing to a physical device can corrupt the device. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, because that's basically what I've been told to do. And away it goes. So this says it's running at 1 point, well, yeah, near as damn it, 1.5 megabits a second. So, well, the image file is 438 megabytes. So this is going to take a few minutes. So I'm going to pause it. Okay, two things to show you. Here's SanDisk 8GB SD card, now fully written with the Wheezy Walrus or whatever it's called image. And, as is usual for these longer videos, a nice hot cup of tea. Alright, so let's take the tea, the SD card, the Raspberry Pi and all of the other connections in. Well, let's take them and get them sorted out. Oh, and guess what I found? Micro USB cable. Brilliant. Okay, so this is it. Raspberry Pi has been connected. SD card has been inserted. It's time to plug it in. Well, that's kind of a good sign. And there's a red light on here. Okay, let's so now I'll need to set it up. Unfortunately, due to my vision issues, I'll not be able to do that while holding the phone, so I will need to switch it off and do this properly. So I've had to change the settings, or do the initial setup, in what looks like a text mode setup, which is, for anyone who is used to Linux, that is quite normal. And this is running from HDMI at 1360 by 768. Well, at least according to the telly box anyway. Didn't realise HDMI could output to that resolution, but there's probably a lot I don't know about the standard. Oh, and by the way, when you come to order yourself an HDMI cable, make sure you've checked the quantity. Now, I ordered mine using eBay for the iPhone, and, well, I got it. It arrived, but so did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's a couple more somewhere. In total, I got 11. So, yeah, but it was only $1.49. Now, a word of warning about that. Normally, I would recommend against only spending £1.49 on your HDMI cable. However, A, I couldn't really afford to spend any more. At least I didn't think I could. And B, at least it's quite light. The one I have connecting some of my devices up in the living room, very heavy. And here we have it. It's the Raspberry Pi desktop. Wow. Now that really is something. You've got the nice wee Raspberry Pi logo. So this version of Linux here is based on Debian. Now, in case you don't know what that is, but you have an idea of what Linux is, Ubuntu is also based on Debian. So there's quite a few development applications on here. So, like I said, I mean, it is to help people learn to program. So, naturally, I'm going to see if I can customize the look and the feel. Low contrast, why would you want that? Seriously, I'm being serious here, why? I'll need to get some bigger mouse pointers. Honestly, a low contrast theme. Oh wow, look, high contrast. It's basically the one that Windows Phone forgot to do. Then there's GNOME. I must admit, I quite like these ones. Hang on, these folders remind me of Windows 7 actually. I'm wondering if this supports Wi-Fi adapters. I think I'm going to find out. But I'll tell you, it really is very odd. I'm using a computer. And it's just... just no sound at all coming from it. Really is something. And yes, it does recognise my PS2 to USB adapter. So that is a result there. So I have a USB port free. Whoops-a-daisy. speed dial. Oh, that's nice. One question you might ask is, why is it not Google Chrome? You've got Debian reference. You've got stretch, scratch, whatever that is. Oh, it must be some image. Oh, it's some sort of animation utility, is this? Nice interface. And then you've got a Python programmer. So we've got some games. Get 4 in a row, matching puzzle, flood the screen with pixels. Tetris for idiots. Press a key to play. Ah, right. Okay. Oh. I don't understand why it's not working. Okay. Let's try Snake. Nice. So you can have a fair amount of fun with these. If you know how to program, that is. Which I don't. But there are different distros you can get for the Raspberry Pi, and there's a lot that are free. So I mean, it is a good thing. You know, you should try them out. If you have a Raspberry Pi, try out the different distros, see which one you like. You know, some are easier than others. Apparently, Wheezy has, according to the people at Raspberry Pi, this one is the easiest one. It's for beginners, so this is the one I went with. But now that I've set it up, whenever I switch it on, it'll just load straight to the desktop. Or I can go through to a terminal. So let's have a look at what is in the terminal. Sounds odd, but sometimes. So there's no Emacs. There's a C compiler though. I wonder if there's the more advanced one. Yep, there is. The GCC. The GNU C compiler. And there's G++ as well. I wonder. There's no Vim. That's a shame. Hang on, I wonder, actually. I mean, you can tell that this is, you know, slightly underpowered. Because, I mean, it does take, you know, the response isn't completely instant. But then again, it's not my Core 2 quad, so it won't be. There's no gedit. Or as my former lecturer used to call it, get it. However, if you're wanting a text editor, there is LeafPad. So I'm quite pleased I got this. Gonna have a proper play about with it, see what's what, and see if I can get some Wi-Fi on it. Obviously I must be able to because that wee guy's living there, so yeah, I'm gonna plug a Wi-Fi dongle into it and then restart it. See what I can get. So I believe that the WLAN adapter works perfectly. Here I am. I'm online using the Raspberry Pi. This is amazing. There's even tabbed browsing. I wonder how well it works on YouTube. Woohoo. So everything does run quite slowly on here. But it's a computer that one can buy brand new for £25. So I think the last thing anyone should do is complain about it, really. I mean, there's... Do you know what I mean? I am excited by this wee device. You know, I feel... well, I feel that it's gone offline, personally. But aside from that, you know, I do feel that it's really... well, a lot of good things could happen here. You know, it could be the basis of some other devices, some cheap computing appliances. It's definitely going to be a hit in the education market. And if it were the 70s and this thing around, you just know that someone like Jimi Hendrix or Brian May would have installed it into a guitar. And they would have found a way to harness the power to make the guitar sound different. In fact, I think someone should make a Raspberry Pi based guitar. I think, not bass guitar, well, you can if you want, but I think someone should make a Raspberry Pi based guitar. And I think it would be awesome. Go on, do it. Someone, do it. But yeah, this is... this has been a look at the... let's just pretend we're still online here. This has been a wee look at the Raspberry Pi. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. You can, of course, buy one. I'm not too sure whether there is still a waiting list. If you're into computers, I would recommend it. You don't have to run it naked like this. So parents, if you're worried about your kids running circuit boards, naked circuit boards, you can buy boxes, official Raspberry Pi boxes, or people have been known to do them on eBay. I've seen them knocking about for around £1. Basically, it's just a wee plastic box that you basically put it in. I'm guessing there's holes for all the parts to go. And, or you could, if you could just buy one of those hobbyists, but wee boxes that you can get from electronic stores. I've never seen them in the UK, but I have seen UXW Bell playing about with them. And yeah, I would, I am excited. Like I said, I do believe that there could be a use for lots of Raspberry Pi based inventions. And it's still kind of staggering. I mean, it's like, here I am. I'm on a computer. I'm on an actual computer. And there's absolutely no noise at all. It's not like I'm actually running a computer, because if you listen at this one... Oh, it's actually quite quiet. Packard Bell built it properly. Never mind that. Yeah, but there are quite loud ones out there. Like the Packard Bell iMedia X2414. That was really, really loud. But yeah, this is very quiet. In fact, it's silent, due to the fact that there is no mechanical storage at all on it. Okay, well, with that in mind, I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to upload it to the Raspberry Pi, and then use the Raspberry Pi to upload... Nah, I wouldn't be that cruel. I'm just going to use my regular computer to do that. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll tune in and see my next video.